Hola, yeah. Well, today we're going to be talking about Hinge tips to avoid catfishers on the dating app Hinge. Well, here we go. Well, one of it is going to be, you want to avoid a profile where all of the images or profile pictures are just the upper half of the body shots. It's kind of risky. I'm like, what the heck are they else they're trying to hide? You don't want to be shocked. When you meet up. So I guess you can be safe and like that profile, but then you should, do a, face cam, video cam date first before you meet them in person. Just so you can see who they are. Next, you want to avoid profiles with too much filters. You get confused. You're like, oh, why are they using the dog profiles? And you're like, it's kind of scary. You're like, oh shoot, am I looking at a clown or something? So you want to be safe because you want a profile that show people who they really are. People, and it also lets you know that people are confident. They don't need the filter to assist with their beauty, natural beauty. Then the next one is, you're swiping through the profile and then you suddenly see a picture of a kid. And that person is standing next to it. But then they don't mention on the profile if it's their kid or not. But, it's kind of risky. You're like, oh shoot. And I think you should swipe to be safe so you don't get misunderstanding if you match up with the person. Because if they're very open and honest, they would definitely mention it. They would have mentioned it on the profile. Okay, next. Then you scroll through the profile, you see everything, but then you see something creeping out from their skin, like a small tattoo. And they're trying to hide it or something. But, I'm not against tattoo or anything, but I think you should show it off. If you have a tattoo, be loud and proud, just be honest about it, Don't just surprise people, dating's already hard. Next. Maybe avoid profile that don't say what the person, their occupation is. I guess, as human beings, we should be respectful and proud of what you do every day to make a living, and you should tell others that, because we're dating for you, And then definitely, avoid profile picture where the picture there's like always, it's a big crowd, and you can't even find the person you're trying to like, or because you don't know. It's like playing Waldo. You're like, who the heck am I looking at? Who profile belongs in the crowd? It's weird. Next is when you see a profile and you know that it's a porn star from Pornhub, and you're like, that is definitely fake. You're like, heck no, there's no way they move in your local neighborhood. You should just move on. Don't like that profile. Next, another one is avoid profile with so many blurry pictures that you have to squint or zoom in with your two fingers. I'm like, nah, we all have great camera in these days in 2022. There is no way. They're trying to hide some. Move on. Next. Alright, next. Or probably, you want to avoid profile where, the person is trying to show off too much. Their Gucci, their YSL purses. I don't know what they're trying to prove on dating apps, but when you're dating someone, you don't need those objects to show off and make people like you for what you have. Gucci, YSL, or name brand, show off expensive. Next. And then profile where the person is, not smiling, they're not showing their teeth. I'm like, what are they trying to hide? You should be proud of who you are. Just show it, man. So, alright, next one. And then profile where it could be, person showing off the breasts, butts, or body. I'm like, come on, this is dating. You don't need to show off. That's not good, But people do that. And then when you try to avoid profile, when you see it, the profile, you think it's the person is a different sex other than what you are actually looking for, but they don't mention it in the profile. So that's not kind of honesty right there. You should just be proud of who you are. Put what type of sex you desire, and what do you affiliate with. So you don't scare other people or trick other people. That's not nice. Next, and then you should, avoid profile that only has one picture of the person. The rest of the pictures are related to objects, flower, pot, memes. I'm like, that's probably a catfish swipe. You're not safe there. And then there are profiles that I've seen on Hinge where I think they're trying to offer sexual service. I'm like, that could be definitely the cops right there. They're like, oh, please DM them for scavenging. That's probably the cops or something. The FBI is gonna come after you right there. Then the next one, profile where people say that you should not connect. That they don't go on the Hinge app a lot, but they rather want you to Instagram them, DM them direct. I'm like, no, bro. It's more safe on Hinge because you can report if anything is not safe on Hinge. Stay on Hinge. Before you feel comfortable, you go. Before you get out of it, Hinge. Stay on the platform to be safe. But mostly of all, the best tip to stay away from catfisher on Hinge is that go with your gut. When you feel something is not right, it's probably not right. Just move on, because there's always, you can always swipe. You keep on swiping for another one. There's always going to be another one that's more safe. Mostly, y'all stay safe. Thank you. Adios.